I'm also still interested on a global scale. Do these properties which you have just described come into play outside of the home market, or are there differences in various international markets?
Es ist schon ein bisschen unterschiedlich.
It is already a bit different in Germany than in other countries. It is first of all that we simply often have other nuclear fuel assemblies in Germany. You can see this nicely for pressurized water reactors. We have nuclear fuel assemblies that are longer, a good half-meter longer than in most other countries. And our fuel assemblies have bigger dimensions, thus wider, meaning a larger diameter, compared to many other nuclear fuel assemblies. At the same time, it is also the case that in Germany we have very hot nuclear fuel assemblies. That means we have higher burn-ups than in most other countries in the world, and we have shorter decay times in Germany. That's because we have very small pools in Germany.
Dass wir in Deutschland sehr kleine Pools haben. Es ist zwar so, dass wir 2026
It is true that in 2026-27, around that twist, we will deliver the last cask-to-casks in Germany. We know that pretty well already. Nevertheless, the fact is that in the past years, we have actually already set a large international footprint on the cask side.
Footprint auch auf der Behälterseite tatsächlich hingelegt haben. Neben also dem internationalen Geschäft.
Besides the international business, which focuses mainly on casks, our second very big part here at GNS is about waste, dismantling concepts and all these issues, where we have, I think, for many, many years, for decades, enough to do in Germany as well.
Hier auch in Deutschland zu tun.
Der Stilllegung und auch dem Rückbau verschiedener Arten von kerntechnischen Anlagen.
During decommissioning and also dismantling of different types of nuclear facilities, extensive experience has been gained all over the world, and the treatment and conditioning, especially of low and intermediate level radioactive waste, is in principle done routinely today, also on an industrial scale. However, as I said, there are also problematic waste materials, which are produced during decommissioning of nuclear facilities and research facilities. These have not been the focus of research in the past. A challenge are in particular the unknown properties with respect to radionuclide and also chemotoxic inventory. Often it looks like comparatively small waste streams. The properties during treatment and interim storage are not known, and especially in case of many hazardous wastes, for characterization, treatment and disposal, strategies has not yet been determined.
Gerade für die Charakterisierung, Behandlung und Entsorgung noch nicht festgelegt worden. Also es geht im Wesentlichen
It is essentially about depleted uranium, which is estimated to be about 100,000 cubic meters of waste. And beyond that, there is a whole lot of other waste, C14 waste, trashiated waste. What happens to the wastes, for example, from the decommissioning of high-temperature reactors in Germany? That is coal rock and graphite materials and so on. Among others also thorium-containing wastes.
Thoriumhaltige Abfälle auch.
Bei der Zwischenlagerung unterscheidet man im Grunde einmal zwischen dem...
In case of interim storage, you can basically distinguish between the concept of dry interim storage and the concept of wet interim storage. A nice example of wet interim storage is the CLAD project in Sweden. There is a very large wet storage facility, a large pool, where all the nuclear fuel assemblies are stored temporarily until they are moved to a final storage facility. Concerning the dry interim storage concept as it is pursued, for example, in Germany, one distinguishes then also again between dry interim storage in so-called dual-purpose casks, that is, transport and storage containers, and the vault concept or silo concept.
Einem Vault-Konzept oder Silo-Konzept. Daraus sieht man eben schon.
From this you can see already that on the one hand we have a certain time pressure also for our research program, because the first permits will just expire in 2034-36. And on the other hand you can also see what large time span this interim storage has to cover now, which of course is limited at the back by the question when a repository for final disposal will really be available. That means here we are in close coordination with the BGE, because this is actually the crucial milestone, but we are already expecting that we have to consider interim storage times of up to 100 years.